Right guys, welcome to the third and last part of the making of stand-on-demand video, where we'll be taking an in-depth look at the Ornatrix hair plugin for 3D Studio Max, and we will get through later, hopefully in detail, but definitely not step by step, because as I mentioned in the previous videos, step by step will be way too long for a video. So we'll hopefully get in detail how I did all this detail, the hair styling, but we'll get to that. If you missed the first two parts of the video, we'll definitely provide the links in the video description below. So let's just get those out of the way so we can just concentrate on this video, the third part. So before I get into jump into Max, I want to share a little bit of background reasons why I chose Ornatrix for using the hair styling and rendering. The first and the main reason actually is because I want a scattering capable hair shader. So for example, the default hair and fur doesn't have that scattering capability. So in terms of the shader, I guess because if I can show you guys real quick a paper. This paper is, I think it's from Disney's Tangled, where definitely hair is the main story element. So a lot of hair going on. This paper, see, it's from Walt Disney Animation, and also the same Hansen guy that wrote the skin shading paper, one of the papers, not the only paper, obviously. So scattering in hair shading is crucial for realism, definitely. Let me show you. Definitely, skip all the crazy functions. We're artists. At least me, I'm artist. I don't have the brain capacity for those. But anyways, if you look at these examples, these are, as stated here, it's reference photographs used for study. So these are all scattering. See how it has a very beautiful sort of like a translucent effect. Oops, sorry, screen's a little stuttering. So reason is, just zoom out a little bit. The reason I want, at least in my initial research, it's for me in this project, it's crucial to have this. It's because in one of my reference photos, this was discussed in the second video. Initially, I when I was still in my modeling process and thinking of going to the lighting and shading, I was referring to this photo pretty much for the look, the lighting look. And so see how this backlit hair, all this glowing is not just, you know, you can't get this just from placing lights. You need a scattering shader to get this full effect. So it was crucial for me to have a shader that can simulate this, and the regular hair and fur shader definitely doesn't have this capability, so it's out of the option, out of the question. So that is the first and main reason, is to find a hair system that has this capability. So Ornatrix is one with the VrayHairMtl. It has this scattering. Also, Hair Farm also has this scattering in its hair shading system. But then it comes to the next reason is actually let's just consider. I've had comping issues in the past. I've used Hair Farm, and you know how we have to render on a separate for these, typically for these hair systems, we have to render in a separate, you know, lighting rig with a standard spotlights, and then have their own you know, shadow map systems. They're like, for example, Hair Farm's shadow, its own shadow, to get a good the best result. In the past, I've always had comping issues. It's probably my own compositing skills that is lacking, not the software. So, but I'd rather at this point, when I was planning, is to, if possible, render the hair together with the character. I had a successful project just before Stan, where I did just that. That one's already I was already using Ornatrix. I rendered the hair with the character with full GI and depth of field, and in a reasonable render time, at one go, so I don't have to deal with comping later. And I love that kind of workflow. So this is also a major like, you know, a major criteria for me for choosing which hair system. And then the third, I guess we'll just swap this as the third, and this is the second reason. Hey guys, sorry I had to cut the video just now. So I was just saying, I just want to share useful thinking reasons behind my choices. So when I was doing the pre-planning, when I was in the planning stages. So the third reason is GI. If I open up the VRay manual real quick, for the hair shader, I believe it's either one of these two, I think. Okay. Oh, it's the other one. So it's mentioned here that global illumination is vital for realistic rendering of hair, especially with bright hair colors. This is definitely a bright hair color, right? For example, the blonde here is also a bright hair color. I think you know, this, even though it's photograph, if you want to light this like, you know, nicely, not just you know, the uh, global illumination is, it was I think crucial for picking up the, like, for example, warm HDR fill lighting, to make it, to make the hair seems integrated to the to the character's lighting in terms of the compositing. That is one of my issues. I had to, like, you know, do a lot of color correction, and at some point the hair could, you know, get color could get very weird, muddy, the especially. So hold on one second. Hey guys, so I was saying, I had you know, comping issues, and GI definitely helped. So for this example, for this one, it's not the hair is comped, rendered in a separate layer, but comping it with a full GI, it already has that warm tone match with the skin, so very little color correction work had to be done, and it really saved me from headache, and also gave I think the great result. And actually the fact that it was able to render with V-Ray light without having to create other separate light rig, also you know, all the light just feels right. It just it simplifies a lot the process. And obviously this is actually one of the last actually reasons, but obviously it has to be photorealistic in terms of styling, because I wanted to aim for a photorealistic portrait, right? So but these two was actually the main reasons. So moving on, I also wanna share to you guys some sort of, like, you know, research materials, as I did in the previous video. I mentioned a lot of research materials, because I think research is really important. You know, there's a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you Google, you know, Ornatrix, and try to look for the video for you know, tutorials, there's not really much, but there are some very useful ones. For example, this one, if I can zoom it real quick, sorry, this way, it's a, oops, okay, forget about the zooming in. But if you look at there's a very useful video by Michael McCarty. It was for Ornatrix 1.8, but it was showing at the end of the video, I'm not gonna play the video, but how to get the opacity mapping, kind of like a tip fade. Let me tip fade in the regular hair and fur shader. So I used this, and it was fabulous. So be sure to check this video out. Also, there's also one VRay 2.0. This one I found it from YouTube. I think it's from the official Chaos Group channel, YouTube channel. You can find this. It was talking about the basics of the VrayHairMtl shader. This video was made when it was a new feature. The hair shader was hair material was a new feature. So be sure to also check this one out. It's a pretty good basic. And then there's also a few other, like, Japanese and Ornatrix videos, the Japanese and the Spanish ones, but I just skimmed through those. But other than these, there's not much Ornatrix video left, so I also decided to share, I guess, my take on the plugin, which right now is my favorite hair solution for my work, at least. Definitely also get the help. This one, I got this I got this hair, I got this Ornatrix from the Turbo Squid pack that's shipped with hair effects, but it's got the Ornatrix manual within. So we'll open this one up later if needed, as usual. And then as I was doing my research still, I came across this digital tutors video from Joseph Drust. He was using a fiber mesh in Zebra's release 3, I think. But so he was creating long hair using fiber mesh. If you look at some fiber mesh videos, mostly the videos are like short hair or animal fur, which is pretty short. So he was using a long hair, created long hair using the fiber mesh and the fiber brush and stuff. And I think it kind of, when I looked at it, even though I didn't require a very long hair for this project, it was kind of like a medium hair, actually. Short or medium, but I was blown away by the ability of ZBrush in terms of the fiber mesh and the fiber brushes to quickly groom hair, and you can actually end up tweaking per hair strand, per hair with the brush. So I wanted that. And there's a brush system in Ornatrix, and in the end, actually, I will show you later, I was able in Ornatrix, in 3D Studio Max, style the hair per hair strand. So all these are like hand modeled, so it's not modifiers. I'll show that later. I was happy when I found out that I can do it, and I will definitely show it later. But this is also a good video if you wanna have a look at I'm always open-minded when I look at tutorials from everywhere, other softwares, Maya, Lightwave, everywhere basically. Anyways, also there's a good video from Danny Garcia. He's if you go to the Hair Farm Cyber Radiance website forum, the Hair Farm forum, you can see he's got a lot of very excellent results from Hair Farm. I think his username is Woody. So he did also a digital tutors video, I think titled is Realistic Hairstyling Using Hair Farm. But my point is, definitely check out this video to understand what makes photorealistic hair. A hairstyling looks photorealistic. He explained it really well in the video. So this is part of one of my research materials as well. I want to share to you guys. Right. So what else can I share? I think we'll talk about this. It has to do with the hair farm, which I like. Anyways, let's move on. I'm gonna now jump into 3D Studio Max. I'll give you first a demo of the Ornatrix. You know, the basic. The modifiers basics, and we'll gradually increase the complexity until I get to the detailing point later in the video, and definitely most probably I'll just open up the stance max file, and show you how I did it. But anyways, let's just really quickly open up the. Alright, so let's just first open up the stan final max file. By the way, this is the max file that I used to render the character layers and the background layers, but the hair render layer is saved into another version, but we'll just do it from here. It's fine. All the shaders are there anyways. We'll take a look at the VrayHairMtl shader as well, probably after the basics and explaining the detailing. So hopefully it's gonna be thorough. So grab a coffee or your favorite drink and enjoy. Right, so I'll, for simplicity's sake, and I've been having performance issue with the screen recording in the previous videos, so we'll just use the hair, the hair, and hide the others. But this is actually the parts that's. This is actually the things that are the heavy ones. The others are actually the lighter ones. But we'll bear through me. This is an old system, an old machine. But anyways, let's first look at the objects before we go into the demo basics. We'll go hand in hand, like in before, because I explain stuff pretty sporadically. Sorry, as I mentioned again in the previous videos. Right, so if we look at just the OX objects, we have let's just go through from the very top. There we have one that is just the chin. This is kind of like a like a slightly thicker face fuzz. The count I think is pretty low. In the end I was only like rendering 5,000 of them, but it's, since it's if you use a distribution map, I'll show you in a bit, the count is not is not what you write here is not exactly the number that you end up with, because there's something to do with the map. If you don't have the map, then if you put down the number 5,000, it will come out with exactly 5,000 of them. But if you just, my point is, if you use a distribution map, this number is not. So play around with this number to see. But anyways, I will just very quickly isolate this, and I'll show you my distribution map real quick. If I if I go to the lowest and don't show the end result, and if I very quickly drag that distribution map real quick, just give it a second for the material editor to load, because there are 8K textures in here that's kind of slow to load into memory, I guess. But okay, so if I drag this over and it looks like, hold on, I don't think I can drag. Let me just use a regular material. Just bear with me for a couple more seconds. If I just assign this and show it to you guys, so this is what it looks like. There's a distribution map to control where the hair grows. So the black that is not white is where the hair grows, black doesn't, and gray is somewhere in between. So by the way, also if I guess everybody already knows, but this is the medium level polygon head. Just I think make sure that your base, the model that you use to generate hair underneath the render head, make sure it follows the silhouette as close as possible. So definitely you don't want to use the lowest model, like only 2000 polygons, because you might have hair that are like out here, probably because it's not smoothed and it doesn't follow the contour. That's what I am trying to say. But anyways, we'll go through this in a more basic model, but I'll just go through real quick each OX object that I have. So probably you guys are interested in that. So I have here eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the dark. So there are two color variations. Let me show you why is that. It's as simple as matching the photos. If we look at reference, and Stan has his eyebrows like somewhat like two colors. One is perfectly white, and the other is somewhat dark color still, because he is he's old. So some of his hairs are like already turned purely white. But I guess in my rendering, it doesn't end up really that obvious, not as obvious as this one. But it was when I was doing it, I split it anyway. So eyebrow left dark and white, right side same thing, right. So and then eyelash left button, definitely that one, and then top right, the left top, right bottom, the other side left, and then the fuzz face is the peach. How face has a peach fuzz. Let me so there you go. These are, it encompasses all pretty much everywhere, because hair, face has on a bigger photographs, like you'll see very thin around the nose usually as well. And that adds a Fresnel feeling to it. Let me show you what is in my render. Like all these are. It's more visible in my final. Let me just maybe I can show it real quick. I can open it, of course. Should be in my render, and then in finals. There you go. This should be my 5K res composite. Well, not composite, like Photoshop with all the render layers composited. Give it 1 second. It's kind of large. 600 megabytes, not that big. But anyways, give it 2 more seconds to load. So yep. So it's 5K on the height. Well, it's cropped, but anyways, oh yeah, I was just gonna show some this well, the depth of field blurs it a lot, but you see these here, the fuzz face, the facial hair adds a lot to the the Fresnel feeling. Second, actually it softens the edges, because the thing with a CG rendering, usually the edges are like sharp, so it helps with softening a lot of the edges, especially on this part when you can see. But anyways, so that excuse me, facial fuzz not only adds a detail, it also adds a realism in terms of softening, especially, and just for adding detail in this part is interesting. At least you also notice face fuzz around. This is pretty strong. I think I backed it down a little bit in the end, but noticeable around the nose, definitely here. But if you're clean, even if you're clean shaven, I don't think the shaving blades can cut these, and these are thin. And moving back, this was rendered, I think, in 1,000,000. So let me just copy. There are 1,000,000 render strands there. So there you go. It's 1,000,000, and it's full GI. Hey guys, sorry I had to cut the video just now. So I was just saying the facial fuzz hair count was 1,000,000, and considering it's fully GI and the shadow is ray traced, so Ornatrix is amazing, and it just handles it really well. So continuing with the fuzz face, after this one is the hair base. Well, hair base and the hair uncombed is go hand in hand. So I'll just move to the neck, and the neck is after. So I'll just move to the neck first. The neck part is behind, since my angle is pretty much something like this, so in order to be efficient, and well, I'm only styling this point and the point that is visible. So this point is, I just leave it as is. So I guess I call it efficient. I guess you can call it lazy. I don't know, you decide. You be the judge. But anyways, we'll get through all those later. We'll just do a quick overview of what the elements are. Mustache, we'll skip these two, the base and the uncombed. We'll mustache like so, and the last part obviously is the base and the uncombed. So the base is like this, and I duplicated the base and then generate a lesser count. It was, I think, only around 10,000 in the end of at the end. Yes, it's 1,000. Sorry, 10,000, not 1,000. 10,000. And then I tweaked this by hand. I'll show again. I'll get to that. So and this method of duplicating the exact same hair and modifying something on top of each other, I got this from the Danny Garcia tutorial. So it's his technique. He gave me that idea. So anyways, now that we've seen all the elements, all of our, so we'll jump into a fresh max. I will probably explain the necessary things to Ornatrix, and will lead up to the detailing. I'm not gonna cover everything. There are a lot of parameters, and there are some basic OX in YouTube, I think, if you can just have a look at it. But the thing that I want to show to you guys is this one. I did a quick screenshot. You'll understand what this thing is, but okay. So we'll wait for 3 Studio Max to load, and we can probably just close this guy to save some memory. We'll leave this aside. We'll get to this later. We'll close some of the unnecessary ones. And what else? Alright, so okay, so well, I'm not gonna I thought about it. I wanted to do a simple demo on a sphere, but I guess everyone, at least me, I'm sick of seeing demos on a hair tutorial on a sphere. So it's just like GPU demo, GPU rendering on a car. Everyone's like, can you find something else to demo with? So I'm gonna just use a stance head instead. Definitely not recreate all those, take days, but we'll just use this middle head, middle resolution. This is also the same resolution I use for all the distribution maps. So also, I don't like that one, so we'll use this one, and you'll understand what these are. But let's just go through some of the OX. So let's also refer to the manual, and let's just go through real quick. Don't worry about this one. If you use the Ornatrix, then you'll use that one. We'll guide from guide mesh. This one we'll touch into this later. Very useful. This is what you grow with. So you grow guides from your from your surface, your model, your mesh. If you have like a plane, basically your mesh. So this one is for growing like trees. If you search, I never used it. Strand propagation, I think is the way to write it. It's to grow trees, so we don't use this. You can read this. I've never used it, to be honest, but these two are the one that we're going to be using. We'll start with this one because this is the very basic, the very start that you begin with. Once you hit that, you'll notice hair grows and your model disappears. We go down, it's still there. Very quickly, again, I'm not gonna go through everything. This is the length, distribution map. You've seen it before. Let me just open my final file and see if I can get my distribution map for the hair base. Hair base. There you go. This one. See if I can just no, I can't do it. So let me do it this way. Let me instance it. Let me view this in. Let me just do this. Sorry. Let me just so that it locates from my hard drive, and then it's this one, the head cap new, and then we'll just drag it over there. Hopefully, or just use temporary location, and we'll drag it over there, and it doesn't do that click drag and drop thing, but never mind. It's the hair new head cap, this one. Should be 2.2. Right, so if we then look at, we'll just use a standard diffuse to the model, which is there, and I think I need to flip this. There you go, because I exported it straight from ZBrush, the model, with an OBJ export OBJ instead of GoZ, so the UV is flipped. But anyways, this is my growth map. So if we refresh this real quick, there you go, refresh that real quick, it will grow just there, just where it should be, where the white is. Right, so with the growth, root count is your initial count. Well, and then you can then do a bunch of other modifiers on it. We'll go through all this real quick. I used only a few. And then I will show in a bit, but I baked, basically not baked, but I added the guides on top to but anyways, on top of the modifiers. Well, I'll show you in a bit, but sorry, we skipped this one. No Ornatrix use. I never tried it with the dynamics. We'll skip this one. So the next typical workflow is to use an edit guide. So basically, you are growing guides from your mesh, and then you are editing those guides now. So if you hit the keyboard key 1 is the roots, 2 is here, 3 is here, 3 is the brush. We'll be using that a lot. 2 is actually very awesome. If the cursor doesn't update, but it shouldn't look like that, by the way. Anyways, oh sorry, this is the hold on, this is the root strand. Hold on 1 second, I need to oh, there you go. Sorry about that. I have to be in the move. Oh, there you go. This one. I was gonna. Anyways, let's just skip this. It's not very useful. At least I didn't use it that much. I didn't use it, I think. So let's go to this strand. You can select the end, and you can like move it, and you'll notice it has like a built-in IK. It's mentioned in the manual, but this also is useful. So see how you okay, if I backtrack a little bit, this number of points here is the number of segments for each hair strand. Say here 10, right? So it's got a built-in IK, so it doesn't move like linearly. So if I compare it to a regular spline in 3D Studio Max spline, and then let's just say I do a 10. I'm not sure if it shows there, but alright, let's just add those by hand. For example, how many times? Let's just assume this is 10. I didn't count it. But if we move it like just now you saw with the built-in IK, without a built-in IK, it moves like this. It's all, say for example, smooth. It's smooth. It moves like this. See? It's totally different with this one where it moves. Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, sorry for the cut. So I was saying the one with the built-in IK moves like this. See? Why is this important? I show you guys real quick. Is well, when doing the detail for each strand, this built-in IK really really speed up the process, because it's in a couple mouse movement. Once you get the hang of it, you can really get nice curvy natural curve, instead of if it's not without the IK, you have to imagine this is just 10 points, but normally to get smooth short hair, at least probably 30, I guess, for the segments. So that's a great feature to have there. Right, moving on. Let me see. Let me just open this real quick. Okay, so we'll move on to so this segment part. We'll I guess you can read the. I think the only feature that I use is basically moving. I didn't use much any of these. So the next part is the brush. The shortcut for for the brush size decrease. If you hold down the shift button and you left click, drag upwards, increasing the brush size, and downwards decreasing. So that's handy there. Hold on, let me find a good orientation. So this brush size, we'll go over the actual doing brush in a bit, but basically the features that I use are just all the simple ones. This is to select each hair strand, and I use this a lot. So for example, you can select this way. See it's selected now. If you hit Control, you adding your selection, and it's got like a soft selection built in. Anyways, that's a select brush, and oh, sorry, I kind of lost the. Anyways, and then once you have some strands selected, very important here, if you tick this on and then you do some combing or other brush operations, you are only affecting the one selected. So this is really handy later when I was doing the detailing, because it kind of I'm not gonna affect the other stuffs. And then other handy features also, if once, say for example, I'm done with that one, I can either freeze it or hide it. Let's just for example freeze it for a moment, right? So see how it's gone, it's frozen. Now if I since I still have this on, so I can't do nothing now. I have to untick this, reselect something, for example just that one, and then redo that thing. I also did this is the segment is more fine, kind of like you got a fine control, because you got a gizmo for the axis there. This is more like a very gestural. So but once you get the hang of it, you kind of know which and which kind of like automatically I want to go the second the strand. I was doing using a keyboard shortcut there, and which one I want to use the brush. Very handy. So say for example I got some frozen, and then I can do stuffs with it. So this is kind of like the ZBrush fiber mesh brush as well, where you can mask some, and then you can definitely select some. For example, you wanna select these. Select these. Also, it's a good idea, I think, to have the brush radius smaller size, and then for example hide those. So I was doing some hiding. Once I'm done, I hide some, I froze some, unfroze. And let's say for example this one also, I have that effect selected. This is, you can play around with the this one. I don't use this rotate brush that much. So I was only I think the just regular comb is fine. This scale is pretty useful as well, but I didn't use it that much either. So if you scale this, so I think the grow and shrink is more useful too. So if you can like shrink it, make it shorter, then you can grow, obviously. So don't worry if you at first you cut this is the cut brush. Don't worry if you cut it too short, for example, you can still grow it back. So that's really handy dandy. I don't use this paint one. Matter of fact, I'm not sure. I forgot to. Probably can read the manual, but anyways, the grab brush. We'll skip this one. I didn't use that one. The grab one is kind of like a clumping one. The way you do it is you know, do it this way, but you can also use a regular comb to do the exact same thing, I guess. So I think I end up not using a lot of the grab brush and just regularly moving it like this. So this is kind of like, you know, doing like a clump, because if you study hair, they clump. Anyways, you can, the coolest thing is, you know, once you wanna deselect, I think, I'm not sure if you can deselect anything. The way you deselect is, let me see, out. Yes. So selecting, adding selection is control, remove selection is alt. So that's deselect. The cool thing is you can actually select any strand and hit delete. If I can delete it, should be, hold on, but oh, I think you have to, okay, you have to be in the strand to delete. So let's okay, so sorry about that. You can delete a guide or a strand here. Let's just consider this a guide for now, because as I stated before, we are editing the guides now. So we can delete, you know, each here, but not in the brush mode, unfortunately. I think I tried customizing the keyboard for this brushes, but it's not there. I couldn't find it for some reason. So it'll be great if we can customize this. Probably someday. But anyways, you know, if we can customize this, hold on. Oh, sorry. It's actually Q and W. Sorry. If you're in the brush mode, QW. I don't know what this one is, but that's it. Because I always go back and forth the two mode. But anyways, moving on. Let's that's just the basic of the brush. Very simple to use, but don't be deceived by its simplicity. I will show you later. Let me in fact just do it. I will gradually going to the detailing, but anyways, that's it for now for these, mostly these two that I use. One thing though, this is kind of like something I wanna kind of like a feature request. If that's okay to say in this video. But anyways, it's probably awesome if we can do like a selection set, because say for example I wanna select these guys, but then in the future I want to select, let's say for example these ones, and I don't want these ones. And then for example in the future, hold on one second please.